time around, moving from Tuesday amazing games to Wednesday fixtures that are scintillating to the mouth, especially when you look at the fact that Marumo Gallants are back at home this time around. They welcome the mighty Amakhosi to the Dr. Mulumela Stadium out in Bloemfontein. We spoke about Tuesday's results. That's exactly where defending Betway Premiership champions Mamelodi Sundowns made sure to get those all-important 3 points against Kukune United. And then today, your World of Champions brings you a match where Marumo Gallants, Batlhabane Bantu, hope they actually have the fight here at home at the Dr. Mulumela Stadium to garner out 3 points. An important 3 points, especially when you look at the log standings. Amakhosi can get themselves into those important and precarious positions. 3 points become so important at this stage because Chiefs have now officially reached halfway mark of the Betway Premiership season. And when you look at the bottom half of the standings, it is Batlhabane Bantu who find themselves languishing just before that relegation spot. Only 3 wins to speak about, and of those 3 wins, only 1 away win. That's why our home ground advantage today, Moplomo, would be so important. Well, I haven't traveled alone here to Bloemfontein other than Alexander Lafitte and Marumo Gallants and Kaizer Chiefs. I have traveled with Siyabonga Nkosi and Amanda Dlamini. See, I mean, when you look at Marumo Gallants, it hasn't been a happy hunting ground away from home. Now they're finally home. They can find their footing. And they're looking quite confident getting out that bus. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Tato.
Evening,
I think
sorry.
they will lean on that very much today because that is where they're going to get the confidence to approach this particular encounter, because they are facing a very tricky Kaizer Chiefs side who are going to test them with a couple of tricky players. And having not been able to keep a clean sheet so far the entire season, I think today is going to be the day where they try to do that. But like I said, having played six games at home and not having lost 1-2 and drawn 4 should really give them the boost today.
Those kind of stats here are very important, especially when you look at all the talking points when it comes to Marumo Gallants not doing well away from home. A Kaizer Chiefs side who started out 2026 in fine form, Amanda, they would know about the thorn in the side of Marumo Gallants, and that is the home ground advantage that they do have here today. Yes, a Kaizer Chiefs who are applying their trade right now in the Betway Premiership in the Total Energies CAF Confederations Cup. Positive results, but at home, Batlhabane Bantu, they bring the fights.
Oh, they certainly do. Not only them, but the fans as well. Every time you come up here, the fans always show out, and especially for a team like Kaizer Chiefs, it's always home wherever they are. But Kaizer Chiefs, I think, very much high in confidence. They're searching for their 3rd consecutive win in a row across all competitions, and this is a Kaizer Chiefs who have always been hoping that they have a bit more of squad depth so that they can actually rotate the players. So today we're going to see how it is that the exploits in Zambia are going to take in terms of the physical attributes, but also maybe a little bit of consistency to motivate how close they are to the log leaders, with its Sundowns, Orlando Pirates, who are just above them.
And I love the fact that you've mentioned squad depth, because for Marumo Gallants and Kaizer Chiefs, 2 sides on contrasting and opposite ends, not just on the log standings, but when you look at how Chiefs have started out 2026, it's been so positive. And for Marumo Gallants, their first away game, they go to TS Galaxy, and it almost sees them being capitulated by the Rockets. How do they then come back today knowing that Chiefs is hot, it's on fire? And today Alexander Lafitte has to prepare his team against this very same Chiefs who are so high in confidence.
Very high in confidence. I also had a chat with Kemiso Mdaung earlier on, and he mentioned the type of schedule that they are facing in the coming weeks. Very hectic, from the bottom of Africa all the way to the top of Africa. So the squad depth is going to come into play, and she does believe that they do have the depth, like Amanda said. I do agree as well. You will see today that they've made about 6 changes from the team that actually played in Zambia, which is a good thing. And when you look at those changes, it's players that actually deserve to be in the starting lineup. So it's players that are going to come in, have had a run already this season, that are going to come in and do the job. On the side of Marumo Gallants, you've lost 2 important players, Chabatane as well as Msendami. Those players very difficult to replace. Now you're trying to make do with whatever that you have. And they've made some signings because Jacob did mention that they made some signings, especially in the striking force. And also they brought on Bunene from Amazulu. Not sure whether that actually closes the gap that was opened by the 2 players that departed.
Hey, look, at the end of the day, you do find the Marumo Gallants who are trying to stop the gap exactly where it is. Against TS Galaxy, that's exactly where they struggled up front. So to see them at least having that player on the bench today, it says that we will have to wait and see the kind of substitutions that Alexandre Lafitte makes here today. And then you also have to go to Marumo Gallants and Kaizer Chiefs and how they're going to be playing here today. I mean, Kaizer Chiefs come off a 1-0 win against Zesco United. They started out the Betway Premiership with a 1-0 win against Orbit College, so all positive. For Marumo Gallants, they've only had one game. They've had to rest a little bit. So also, the schedule for Kaizer Chiefs is getting quite heavy. Speaking to the coach earlier on, he also included Nedbank Cup. We mustn't forget that. So about 11 fixtures in 40 days. That is quite heavy for a Kaizer Chiefs who haven't been so used to that kind of schedule.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think if it is that they really want to compete for title honors and gain the respect back, that they have the reputation on the continent, it starts with dominating all the cup competitions. And I think whenever Kaizer Chiefs plays, they always want to win. So I think the coaches are much, much aware of that. So the recovery is something that is important. The regeneration is something important. And they'll certainly want to play good football. But I'm not sure if good football is what we'll see, carpet football today, because I'm not entirely happy about the pitch. The pitch condition for me, I think for both teams, if you have likes of Philip and John on the other side, they like to play, you know, the grass or carpet football. For Kaizer Chiefs, they probably too going to struggle.
Players like Abongobo, right, who love playing in the pockets, turning and actually just having that close control is going to be affected today. Abomdu in those number 10 positions. Players like Abondondo, like Amanda is saying, and Abombambani. So it's going to be a very difficult day for them, because most of the time the defenders are going to be forced to bypass the middle, because now you have to take extra touches, and the opposition will see that opportunity to try and press you. And for both sides, they do like to attract the press. So because they do have the defenders that can do that. Abo Kwinika on one side, Abo Skosana on the other side, players that can draw the press. So that part of their game is going to be affected today.
And when we speak about how their game is going to be affected, you then would feel sorry for like a Marumo Gallants. They've been so excited to come back at home. They have great results at home. They're welcoming a Kaizer Chiefs today. Then they have to deal with a very patchy carpet, a very patchy pitch today.
It doesn't all go really well for Marumo, yes, but also for Kaizer Chiefs, because usually when coaches argue, they don't want to put the pitch conditions. They say both teams, you know, they play on the same pitch. But I think even more tougher for Marumo Gallants. You did mention that they're bringing Kunene, and they've been playing with the false nine, using Undondre as a false nine. So I think that department on its own, scoring and getting those goals, they've been starved. Every game that they play has been a low-scoring encounter, and they certainly need someone that can really get those goals. So Undondre, I think for me, with Velase from TS Galaxy, have been the two players that I think have played a false nine extremely well this season. Two teams that have struggled without a number 9, and we can see how much of an effect that is.
But with the changes that Coach Kaze and Ben Khalil Yusuf has made here today, I mean, we obviously do speak about squad depth has to come into the fore. 11 games in 40 days. Squad depth has to be important, but it almost feels like a complete rotation, 6 players. How do you think then they would know how to gel with each other or do so well, especially knowing that at the weekend they just played Zesco, that was on Sunday, then they're playing Betway Premiership, then at the weekend again they play another competition. So really getting used to your partners in these kinds of situations becomes quite important when it comes to squad depth.
Look, Tato, as a coach, it's very difficult to get the rest of the players that are not in your starting lineup up to speed with the players that are regularly playing when you are doing that at training. But when you do that by way of games, then it becomes easy. So everyone has got games in their legs. Lilepo has games in his legs. Velubai has enough games in his legs. Ngobo, to mention a few of those changes. All those players have games in their legs already this season. So it shouldn't be a problem. Everybody understands the type of position that they normally play. So it's just a cut, copy and paste type of a situation. I don't think it will impact them that much today, because it's a team that has played so many games one after another, and also the rotation has just been happening. It has put them in a perfect position to be able to get all the games on a spin like that, one after another, without really being affected for fatigue.
A well-oiled machine.
No, absolutely. And I think one interesting thing about that, though, is in as much as Sia says the squad rotation is coming into effect very good at this time, but also I worry about the good position that they're in. They are about 2 points shy away from either being on top of Pirates, but also maybe 5 points away from Sundowns. Could this really, sort of lapse them a little bit, or I'm just interested to see how those 6 changes actually gel.
But this is why it makes it so interesting. Halfway through the season, we're at the crux of it, and you finally do have Chiefs catching up to Orlando Pirates, Mamelodi Sundowns, making sure that the season is interesting and not just towards the last 5 games of the season. We're getting it right now at a halfway mark.
I want Chiefs to actually win today so that they make it interesting. It's been a while since we see them in the mix, especially when it comes to the top 3. But I do feel that they need to score more goals. I feel that the 14 goals that they've scored, they could have done better because they've actually improved when it comes to defending. Only 6 goals conceded, and 3 of those were in one game against Sekhukhune. I feel that they need to be a little bit patient because they're taking shots from all parts of the pitch.
Well, when you speak about patience, I think